Welcome back to the Toronto Blue Jays Sim. I am JayBlue, and this is the dog days of August. We're at August 16th, and thanks for joining me. We're ranked 28th out of 30 in the power rankings, and again, this is kind of a tank season. I haven't really been able to unload some of my players who are underperforming and making too much money, like JD Martinez or just any of those expensive guys. But it's just been a really rough season. A lot of guys aren't performing as expected, so we're just going to start simming. And the minor league team is not in the best situation. The minor league organization, again, a lot of the guys that we thought would be top prospects from the that were holdovers from the real life Blue Jays are actually not performing all that well, and it's really down to the guys that we have signed in the international free agency or have drafted that are doing well. So let us continue. We don't have a game today, so we will now face the Pittsburgh Pirates, Hyunjin Ryu, and Trevor Williams on the mound for the Pirates. Here we go, interleague action at home in Toronto, so we will have the DH advantage. And we win 7-4, so that's a nice start to this sim. We have great games here from Bo Bichette with a couple hits, including a home run. Billy Mckinney, a couple hits, including a home run. Vladdy Guerrero, 3 for 5. All singles for Vladdy. Danny Jansen with a home run, going 2 for 5. He's over the 200 mark with his batting average. Randall Grichuk, Santiago Espinal with doubles. Good game from Jonathan Lucroy, who continues to do well as the sort of de facto starter that Jansen has had a rough time. Now, this game did go into extra innings. We went to 11 innings with 3 runs. Billy McKinney hitting a walk-off home run in this one. Hyunjin Ryu, a decent start, I'd say. Okay start, 6 2/3, 4 runs. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, but Danny Jimenez and Ken Giles with some really good work in relief. So that's 1 game, 1 win. Now we've got Matthew Boyd, the home run magnet, with Chris Stratton on the mound. And we win again, 5-4. Matt Boyd with 6 2/3 innings, a solid game. No walks, 7 strikeouts, no home runs against. Shiny Yamaguchi gave up a home run though, but again, he's been able to control things a little bit. Ken Giles, another save. Great job for Giles. Randall Grichuk with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs for him. Lourdes Gurriel and Jonathan Lucroy with hits. Billy McKinney still hot with a couple of hits for him. Vladdy also had a hit, and Gurriel Jr. with a double. So nice, strong game there, 1-run victory, and we have now Sean Reed-Foley against Miguel Yajure, facing the Yankees. So we've got 2 wins in a row, but now we've got a much tougher task facing the Yankees. And we took a loss, 7-5. On the mound was Sean Reed-Foley. He wasn't bad. He was actually pretty good. 5 innings, 3 runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Shun Yamaguchi gave up 2 runs in 1 inning, but no home runs for him. Danny Jimenez got hit a little bit. At the plate, Randall Grichuk, still hot. 3 hits, including a double. JD Martinez with a 2-run solo home run, but also another RBI. Jonathan Lucroy, a couple hits. And Luis Garcia with 1, Bichette with 1, Vladdy Guerrero was kept off the board. Not a big surprise. Here's Anthony Kay facing Jordan Montgomery. Kay's been one of our better pitchers, so let's see if he can sneak a win out against those Yanks. And the answer is no. He takes the loss. We were shut out, getting just 3 hits. 3 hits, including 1 by Garcia, 1 by Guerrero, and 1 by JD Martinez, who also took a walk. Anthony Kay gave up 4 runs in 5 1/3. Not the worst start I've seen this season. Jordan Romano, 3 more runs from him. It looks like once we get back against the AL East, we're just kind of toast. And I've got an epic pitching matchup. Garrett Cole against Nate Pearson. Nate Pearson has bone chips in his elbow. He is out, and that's probably going to cost him the season. Where is Nate Pearson? So he's going to go on the injured list. That is very unfortunate. It was a 2-1 loss against the Yankees. So Pearson, 4 1/3 innings, 9 strikeouts. I mean, not a bad game. He could have gone longer. He just threw 61 pitches. Zach Eflin, the relievers did a good job, but Wade Davis took the loss, giving up a solo home run in the 9th. Offensively, Vladdy had 3 hits. Billy McKinney with a double. Danny Jansen with 2 more hits. So that's nice to see. That's a big blow, losing Nate Pearson. So we're going to have to go to the minors, find someone to take his spot. And it's probably going to be somebody like Paul Campbell. Spencer Turnbull hasn't been doing bad either. We're going to go with Turnbull. Okay, so back to Toronto. Spencer Turnbull is going to start. And we're going to ask the coach for the bullpen. I'm hoping to see Curtis Taylor in action soon. He is, he's a nice Canadian boy, joining Jordan Romano. Okay, so now we go back here. We've got Hyunjin Ryu. We're going to finish the day. And the next game is going to be Hyunjin Ryu against Luis Severino. And it is another loss. I mean, I was predicting this, obviously. Some good offense here by, the main guys. Yusniel Diaz actually had a good game with a home run. Billy McKinney with another home run. Vladdy Guerrero, 4 for 5. Big game for Vladdy. All singles. And on the mound, Ryu got banged up. Curtis Taylor made his major league debut, got banged up, 2-run home run. Jordan Romano, so I guess be careful what you wish for, but Curtis Taylor, he's got the jitters out of the way, hopefully. 11 straight wins for the Yankees, who are still in 3rd place, but that's like we were swept in that series. Now we're going to face the Chicago White Sox. So we're coming up. We're going to finish this week and then take a look at the minors. But again, we're doing 2-week sims now. We're going to face Matt Boyd against Michael Kopeck. And we did get a win. And Matt Boyd was suspended for 6 games because of what happened in this game. Usually there's player suspended in White Sox Blue Jays Donnie Brooks. So he was suspended for inappropriate and aggressive conduct. He's going to have to sit out 6 games for his part in the brawl. So probably beaned him. Probably beaned Luis Robert. Nelson Cruz got his 2000th base hit, but the Blue Jays got the win. And we got a 3-run home run from Jonathan Lucroy. 2 for 4 for Lucroy, so big game for him. Yusniel Diaz, a couple hits. And that's about it. Now, Luis Garcia's been flagging. He's been sort of falling off now. Interesting to watch him decline a little bit. He's down to an 85 OPS plus. Matt Boyd, 3 1/3. He came out of the game early, right? He was ejected. 3 1/3, but good work for him. Zach Eflin, hung on. Yamaguchi gave up a couple of unearned runs, and Ken Giles finished it off for the save. Okay, now we've got Kevius Sampson and Sean Reed Foley. So let's see if we can keep this winning streak going against the White Sox. And we now have the game. Let's keep it going. And it is Reed Foley tosses no-hitter against the White Sox. So let's look at the actual article here. Congrats to Sean Reed Foley for a no-hitter. 4-0 win. And 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. And Reed Foley said, yeah, this was a special day for me. I had my good stuff and good movement, good location too. Even when I made a mistake, I got away with it today. So that's a great result. It's our first major league no-hitter, I think. And for Sean Reed-Foley, a very unexpected no-hitter. So 4-0 win. Bo Bichette had 3 hits in the win. Grichuk had 1. Yusniel Diaz, he's hot. Luis Garcia, 2 hits for Jonathan Lucroy. And Reed-Foley, complete game, no hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Game score of 90. That's almost as high as it'll get. So congrats to Sean Reed-Foley on his no-hitter. And we're going to finish up this series against the Chicago White Sox. We've got Anthony Kay and Lucas Giolito on the mound. Giolito's been outstanding this year. But Anthony Kay bounces back, and we get a stellar outing. 9 strikeouts for Kay, just 1 hit on a solo, or 1 run on a solo home run, 5 hits, 2 walks. And then Danny Jimenez, Wade Davis, Ken Giles, bringing the A-team. Now, Bo Bichette was injured in this one. It's going to be just a back tightness one day, so it's nothing big, but he was injured early on. Travis Shaw with a decent game in his stead, hitting a home run. And Vladdy Guerrero with a couple doubles. Diaz, J.D. Martinez, Gurriel, Espinal, all with hits. So I think we swept the White Sox. We did. White Sox are... Where are they? Where are they in the standings? Oh, they're first in their division. So that's actually a huge series, sweeping the White Sox, who are first in their division, like 20 some odd games ahead of us in the standings. All right, and let's see what we've got here in the waiver wire. Anthony Banda. Cleveland's already put in a claim for him. I think we'd probably qualify ahead of them if we put in a claim. So he's been in the minors this year, doing pretty well. He's a reliever, but he could start. Let's put in a claim. Why not? I think we probably have a better claim than the Cleveland Indians because they're ahead of us in the standings. And the way waiver wires work is you basically get priority from, first of all, your own league. So if you are, if there's a player who's in the American League and he's been put on waivers, the Blue Jays, for example, would be in that first pack, and it would go in sort of ascending order from the worst record to the best record. So if the Blue Jays had the worst record in the league and a team put a guy on waivers in the American League, the Blue Jays would have first priority. So if the Yankees decided to put a claim in and the Blue Jays put a claim in, the Blue Jays claim would win out. And then after your own league, I believe it goes to the other league. So the Blue Jays would have a strong claim in the American League, but if any team in the National League claimed a player in the National League getting put on waivers, then that player would, that team in the National League would have priority. So that's just, the little summary of how things go in waiver world. All right, so we'll see in a couple of days whether we win that waiver claim. So now we're playing Cleveland. Cleveland is 67-67, so they've got a nice even record. We're going to face them. This is our last series before we finish this sim, and we're going to see what's going on here. And we get another win. We're on a roll, and in some ways that's kind of crappy because we're trying to tank a little bit. We did get a home run from Randall Grichuk and Billy McKinney. Guerrero had a couple of hits. Bichette a couple of hits despite his day-to-day injury. J.D. Martinez with a triple. Luis Garcia with a double. Big offensive day. 14 hits, 10 runs. Yusniel Diaz with a couple of hits. He's definitely been improving his stock lately. His OBP is almost up to 300, so that's good to see. Martinez a bases clearing triple. Spencer Turnbull, not a good start on the mound, but the bullpen, Curtis Taylor bounces back from his tough debut. Zach Eflin, Jordan Romano. So a very, very good bullpen performance, giving us like 5 strong innings. In fact, more. Here's Hyunjin Ryu. We're hoping for a good start from him. But not. Anthony Bander. So we did win that waiver claim. Anthony Banda is now part of our organization, so we're going to have to go to our DFA/waivers list. So we have 26 on the roster. We do have an extra 40-man spot, which means we just have to demote somebody. Jordan Romano, how has he done lately? I may send him back down. Boyd is suspended, can't do anything with him. So yeah, I'm going to send Romano back down and bring Banda into that bullpen. Okay, he gets put into a fairly high leverage spot right away. And let's check out that box score, the 7-1 loss against the Indians. So, very little offense, just 3 hits. Randall Grichuk, Danny Jansen, and Yusniel Diaz with hits. Yusniel Diaz with the only home run for him. Yamaguchi gave up a home run, and Ryu 5 runs in 5 2/3. So, again, Ryu is really not pulling his weight. I have seen, we have a viewer out there. I think his handle on Discord is Warning Track Power. And he has noted that Ryu in his sims has also, struggled in the years after signing. So maybe this is not all that unusual in the game. Okay, so here we are. It's Sunday. This is our final game of the sim. We've got Sean Reed-Foley coming off that no-hitter, going after Mike Clevenger of the Indians. And it's a loss. Cavan Biggio is eligible to come off the injured list, which means I'm going to release Joe Panic. It's late enough in the season that it's not going to matter. I'm not going to need him. Santiago Espinal is actually doing better in general, so I'm going to release Joe Panic. I'm going to pay him his $800,000. I'm going to bring Cavan Biggio back to the big league team. And we will look at our lineups. And we're just going to go here and just, ask the bench coach. So he's giving Biggio the bulk of the playing time. So here we have Lucroy, who was excellent in this one. 2 for 2 with a triple. I think that was his second triple in not too long. Billy McKinney, another home run. Billy McKinney's been very good for us down the stretch. Yeah, he's been putting up some very solid numbers. Bo Bichette, a couple hits. Luis Garcia, a couple hits. Reed Foley, not exactly the best follow-up to his no-hitter, but it wasn't horrible. He just got 4 1/3 innings, and I don't know why they pulled him so quickly, but Curtis Taylor, a couple of innings, 2 unearned runs. Zach Eflin, Anthony Banda made his Blue Jays debut, and Wade Davis. So it was a close loss. We gave it up in the last inning. Wade Davis took the loss. All right, it's Monday, so that's the conclusion of this sim. We're going to check out the minor leagues and see how that's going. And so the Buffalo Bisons had a phenomenal week. I mean, let's look at this. This is a team that is 58-74, and that is after a perfect week. 6 wins, no losses. 10 runs against Pawtucket, 2-1 game, 10-0 against Pawtucket. So this is an outstanding game here. Kevin Vicuña with a triple and a double. Forrest Wall, Ryan Noda. Riley Adams was catching, not Kirk, Alejandro Kirk. Paul Campbell, excellent game there on the mound with Trent Thornton mopping it up. A couple 9-3 wins against Rochester and 14 runs here against Rochester. Patrick Murphy, pitching staff here got pretty hammered. But Forrest Wall with a home run, 14 runs, 17 hits, 3 hits for Oosting, 4 RBI for Oosting as well. 4 RBI for Noda. Kirk was 2 for 5. Noda hit 3 doubles. So, I mean, huge week for the Buffalo Bisons. Noda is hot, obviously, and he's putting up numbers, getting close to Alejandro Kirk. I don't know how well it's going to translate to the major leagues with a 35 contact rating, but the 65I is definitely something to keep an eye on. And remember, this is just present. There is some room for improvement there with Noda. Alejandro Kirk, solid season for him, 4.5 WAR. And this is pretty much getting to the end of that minor league season. We have, another couple, week and a half or so for this. Chavez Young is back off the injured list. He's putting up some decent numbers, but he's only got 21 games under his belt. So we're going to need to see a lot more from him before we can really pronounce him excellent. Forrest Wall back in the minors and is just tearing things up. So that's great to see. I mean, he's probably close to ready to the majors. He's pretty much maxed out here on his ratings. On the mound, Paul Campbell with a strong outing this week. Joey Murray is improving. His last outing was 7 innings, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. So a really good outing there for Joey Murray. So he's been pretty good lately. Zach Jackson continues to pitch well. Again, the walks are high. Julian Merriweather's cold. He got hammered in his last outing. And Ty Tice is back. I think Tice is still... I think he's on a rehab, or did I send him... I think I sent him directly to the Blue Jays. Directly to Buffalo. Injured list. Yeah, I sent him directly to Buffalo. Okay, let's take a look at the Fisher Cats, New Hampshire. So New Hampshire was pretty bad. They lost most of the games in these 2 weeks. They had a 13-3 win, which is really nice to look at. Gabriel Moreno with a home run, Griffin Conine with a home run, Nick Podkul with a home run, Reggie Pruitt with a good game. This is going to make it seem like everybody's doing really well, but they're not. If we look at our hitters, Moreno here has a 120 OPS plus, 19 home runs. Really outstanding. He's got 3.7 WAR. Casey Clemens in a part-time role. Will Robertson, since being promoted from A-ball, has been doing very well. Very nice production here. The outfield is not so great. Griffin Conine is hitting a lot of home runs, but he is still not at league average offense because of that 238, 292 batting average in OBP. On the mound, Elvis Luciano is doing okay, striking out a lot of guys, so I'm going to move him up to AAA next year. Kyle Bradish is doing pretty well. Simeon Richardson is doing very, very well. I'm very much contemplating bringing him up to AAA for the last week. Give him a start in Buffalo. And we'll see if there's anybody else who deserves a start. Maybe move someone up from A-ball. Maybe we'll get a chain going if we can. And we take a look at the Dunedin Blue Jays. Very bad week here. Not the most recent week, but the one before. 7 losses in a row. Not a lot of great work here. This 3-2 win, Troy Watson was the starter, and this 3-2 win was probably the same. Troy Watson had 2 pretty good starts in a row. So let's take a look at the lineups. So Philip Clark continues to hit fairly well. I think he's been slumping a little bit. He had 2 hits in this game. That's the last 5. Tanner Morris doing okay. Johnny Aiello okay. Jordan Groshans is creeping up to league average. 7 home runs for him on the season, but 34 doubles. So he is producing power, but not home run power, although he does have room to grow there. He's still 21. So there is hope that he's going to fulfill his potential. Again, not a lot on the outfield in terms of prospects. So the starting pitching here, remember, we still got the injury to most of our really top-notch guys. Kyle Johnson has been struggling most of the season. his last 3-4 games, 4 runs, 4 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. So not great. Not great. Josh Hyatt has been okay, but he's been giving up a lot of runs. Daysbel Hernandez has probably been one of the better pitchers. So has Hansel Rodriguez, who's got, I think, a better walk rate. Yeah, still not a great walk rate, but better. Juan DePaula has been not great. Alex Nolan has been not great, but, more tolerable. Gabriel Ponce, I think, has been the best starter, so he's going to move up to AA. Congratulations, Gabriel Ponce. Okay, we're going to head down to Lansing and check out their schedule, see how they did just overall. This most recent week was pretty bad, 0-6, 3-3 in the week before that. Let's check out the lineups. Yorman Rodriguez has really faltered. We do have some good offense coming from Spencer Horwitz. Nick Gonzalez, he's our top prospect on this team. He's doing okay. Again, not the best and not what I'd hoped for. Same thing for Miguel Geraldo. Difference between Gonzalez and Geraldo is 2 years old, 2 years of age. Now, the numbers for Geraldo are definitely better than they were in his first stint in Lansing last year, so that is good to see. Leonardo Jimenez has been producing nicely. He's got a lot of extra base hits, 26 doubles, 9 triples, so that's pretty good to see. And Adrian Ramos is probably the best outfielder in terms of production. On the mound, we have a couple of guys. Antonio Saldana, I think, is the guy most worthy of that late season promotion. He has been pretty good. But Eric Pardinho, I want to move him up just because he's been around so much longer. So I'm going to move Eric Pardinho. And he's also a higher ranked prospect. So Pardinho gets that push. And anybody else really, really dominating, Felipe Castaneda, I'm going to move him up too. Because he's been actually very good in that closer role. We're going to come back through and just make the lineup adjustments. So, I don't want the front office, sorry about that. Schedule. Okay, the Vancouver Canadians have been 2 weeks ago, they were 4-3, and then this past week, they were 3-4. So they've been pretty even over this past 2 week stint. Hitting-wise, good stuff for Anthony Morales, but only 14 games. Francisco Ruiz has been very good. Again, not a lot of potential here, but he's been very good at this level. Bobby Seymour, very, very good. 8 home runs. That's second on the team to Ruiz. Tony Bullard, he's a new draftee, and he's doing okay. Not the best in terms of his on-base percentage, but he does have 8 home runs. Josiah Miller, one of last year's really nice surprises in the Appalachian League, has not been doing well. Desan Brown has been doing okay. And again, for someone like him, you've got to look at his defense, and you've got to look at his stolen bases, which are not that many. I'm probably going to set him to be much more aggressive. Like, just steal all the time, bro. And I'm going to override. Yeah. He's not been bad. And for him, the value is the defense getting on base. So if he can get on base a lot, that's where his value is going to be. On the mound, who is going to get that promotion? Well, we've got Nathaniel Perez, 8 walks, 25 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Jack Perkins, he's new this year. I don't want to move him just yet. Ben Hernandez has already moved a level this year. Nico Cole, that's too many walks, not enough strikeouts. Keyshawn Askew has been good, but again, he's a first-year guy. So who has been good? Sem Roberts has been good. So he's going to move up to Lansing. And I think it's going to be Nathaniel Perez going to move up to Lansing. He may be a reliever in Lansing, but that's okay. We're going to move down to Bluefield right now. So Bluefield was fairly even in terms of wins and losses. 3-4 that first week, and 3-3 in the second week. And in terms of their lineups, they've got Alex Sanchez playing a very limited role, doing well. Estevan Machado, he's been doing very, very well. So that's great to see an 18-year-old here in Bluefield, splitting his time, half the time between GCL, half the time in Bluefield, in his second professional year, doing really well. Alfredo Chacon is another guy who has been splitting his time between GCL and Bluefield. He's been in Bluefield a little bit longer, or has more games in Bluefield, and he's been hitting almost as well. His numbers in the GCL were pretty much video game numbers. So here's a 17-year-old kind of doing what Vladdy Guerrero did as a 17-year-old, although I think Chacon's numbers are actually a little better. And on the pitching side, who's going to get the promotion? Now, we have moved a couple people more recently, but Alexander Ayala is in good shape here, so he gets to go to Vancouver. Congrats. And Brendan Wright hasn't been doing badly, but it's not enough to warrant that promotion. Roddy Sanchez, good for you, Roddy. You're going to Vancouver. And there we go. And we're down to 19 players, so that's good. GCL Blue Jays. Yeah, so losses. That this week here was pretty good. Lineup-wise, Joseph Califat has been doing very well. He's still hot. He's got 5 home runs. Wyatt Langford, second year, repeating the level, also 6 home runs, so that's pretty good. 7 home runs leads the team. That's Trey Carter. And Starlin Beltre has been doing pretty well, too. Actually, he's not been doing that well. He's got 10 games here, but 28 games in the DSL. So most of that offensive production is from the DSL. Robert Robertus, also splitting time, but he's been doing pretty well here. So that's good to see. Drake Vernado, and he was one of our draft picks this year. Not bad for Vernado. Not bad for his first season. And Raquelvin De Castro, he's been doing okay. But he not doing well enough to get promoted like his buddy Esteban Machado. Philip Abner, he's a draft pick this year, not doing badly in his first pro year at the age of 19. Max Carlson also. And I'm going to actually leave all of our pitchers here. Good stuff here from Brandon Smith. I'm going to leave the pitchers here just because now we've got 19 in Bluefield and 18 here. And in the DSL, I think they're probably finished their season already. DSL tends to finish earlier. They start earlier, finish earlier. Jose Viegas is the international free agent. He has not done well this year. He's only got a 20 contact. OSA still thinks very highly of him, as does our scout. So, he's done badly, but again, this is age 16 year, and he would not have played if this was real life. In real life, they go to what's called the Tricky League, which is a sort of unofficial league in baseball. It's sort of an unofficial league in the minors in the Dominican Republic, where they basically are kind of off the books and they work on whatever they have to work on. But they're not in the official Dominican Summer League until the year after they have signed. So, technically, in the game, we're kind of gaming the system. We got a jump start. So players are getting into action in their age 16 years, as opposed to their age 17 years. All right, so that is going to be it for our sim. Here we are. We're at the verge of September. We're going to expand the rosters next week, next sim. And thanks for joining me. I'm JayBlue, and you're watching on the General Manager Games channel on YouTube or wherever else you might be watching. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.